sense. I'm trying to get
Welcome to the Muslim blog #1. Today I want to talk about a topic that everyone may be interested in, which is the topic of where human beings came from. Seems like a pretty big topic. Why would any other topic matter though? It seems like a person can come into the world and live their life and do topics, but a lot of the time it seems kind of odd that the person doesn't ask themselves, such as myself and everyone else, where a person comes from though. In that sense, it seems like the answer to where the person came from would explain why the person is having any number of topics, and then where the person goes subsequently. Asking another question to me makes no sense though. Let's say someone says someone's life's goal is to make plates. Seems like an odd example, but to me it seems like a good example because everyone likes to use plates. Person can't eat unless they have plates. So someone who dedicates their life to making plates, to me, makes sense. They're doing something that helps everyone. It's something that's needed, you might say. A person can be annoying here and interject and say, does someone really need plates and everything? But that's the other argument that I don't want to have right now. Let's say, in general, at least in some parts of the world, no, that's a debate I don't want to have. A person who makes plates is a good person. At least they're making something everyone benefits from. But it seems odd to say that a person's purpose in life is to make plates for other people, though. We can say the person's vocation is to make plates. But we all want to know, where did this person who makes plates come from? Where am I going, and where is the person who makes plates going? For example, a person may have a problem with this example. They may say it's not intellectual enough. But my issue is that when someone is being overly intellectual, whatever that means, the person is obfuscating. I think the proper term is obfuscation. The person is clouding what the issue is. To me, the issue is very simple. Where did an individual come from? Why does the individual do the things they do or their topics? And where is the individual going after that? To me, that's a basic question. But if a person wants to be perverse, and I think when we had that interjection, we were in the presence of someone who was perverse, and people who are perverse do that. When someone is trying to have a thoughtful conversation about something, especially in the era we live in, I don't think it was always like that. But a person can say, well, maybe we should ask someone who went through that, and maybe they were always like that. At least we can understand that regardless of the person itself, we can understand that a thoughtful person may have had to deal with a perverse person. But at least in our era, we can say maybe there are more perverse people for any number of reasons. But a person who has a thoughtful discussion, regardless of the person's time frame, may have had to deal with someone perverse. Someone interjecting and saying something perverse that the person is not dealing with at that time. We may live in an era where that is more so though. But a person can say, my era, if we have the pleasure to talk to people from the past and that's part of the discussion, they may say, no, in my era, we had perverse people everywhere. In that sense, that's a topic of discussion. When a person is being thoughtful and discussing a topic, why should the person have to weather a perverse person? When we discuss the topic of origins, which is what we're talking about, which is where the person came from, why the person does any number of topics, or where the person came from and the person's topics, and where the individual is going after that, a rational person should not have to first deal with a perverse person. A rational person should have the right to first talk about the subject in a normal and rational way, and then, if ever, deal with a perverse person by way of the fact that they're perverse. But my whole point is that, why should a rational person ever have to deal with a perverse person and their perverse topics? When a person finally has the right, which is very strange, to talk about this topic rationally, a person can say, I don't care about people's interjections. The issue is, where did the person come from, the person's topics, and where does the individual go after that? So this is episode 1 of the Muslim blog. Very deep topic, but I hope it opens a very serious discussion for us. Stay tuned for the next episode where we'll talk about yet more topics. Have a good one.
Awesome asthma.
That's Carol. Carol will also be part of the blog.